What if I told you that the difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent, intelligence, or luck? In fact, it's something so small that most people completely ignore it. Every day, millions of people wake up with big dreams. They promise themselves they'll get fit. They promise they'll save money. They promise they'll study harder. They promise they'll finally change their lives. But a few weeks later, most of those promises disappear. Why? The answer isn't what most people think. The problem isn't laziness. The problem isn't a lack of motivation. And the problem definitely isn't a lack of goals. According to one of the most influential self-improvement books ever written, the real reason people fail is because they focus on the wrong thing. And once you understand this secret, you'll never look at success the same way again. Today, we're uncovering the 25 most powerful lessons from Atomic Habits. But be careful. Some of these lessons sound simple. Yet together, they have helped millions of people completely transform their lives. And the final lesson might be the most important one of all. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Big results come from small changes. Imagine an airplane leaving Los Angeles for New York. Now imagine changing its direction by only a few degrees. The change is tiny, almost impossible to notice. But after hours of flying, the plane lands in a completely different city. Life works exactly the same way. Most people think success comes from massive actions, a huge business idea, a dramatic transformation, a life-changing opportunity. But in reality, success often begins with tiny improvements repeated consistently. A single push-up, one extra page read, 10 minutes of focused work. Small habits don't seem important today, but over time, they create extraordinary results. And that's the first secret of Atomic Habits. Never underestimate the power of a tiny improvement. Lesson 2. Focus on systems, not goals. Most people are obsessed with goals. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to become rich. I want better grades. There's nothing wrong with goals, but here's the problem. Winners and losers often have the same goals. Every athlete wants to win. Every student wants good grades. Every entrepreneur wants success. So goals alone can't explain success. What makes the difference is the system. A goal tells you what you want. A system tells you what you do every day. Goals set direction. Systems create progress. The person who focuses on daily habits usually beats the person who only focuses on the finish line. Lesson 3. You don't rise to your goals. One of the most famous ideas in the entire book is this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Think about it. When life gets difficult, motivation disappears. Excitement fades. Willpower becomes unreliable. But your systems remain. That's why some people continue making progress even when they don't feel motivated. Their habits carry them forward. While others wait for inspiration, they keep moving. And eventually, they win. Lesson 4. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Everyone understands compound interest in money. A small investment grows over time. Habits work exactly the same way. One healthy meal won't transform your body. One workout won't make you fit. One chapter won't make you smart. But repeated consistently, the results become incredible. Good habits compound. Bad habits compound too. That's what makes habits so dangerous and so powerful. Every action is either helping your future or hurting it, even if you can't see the results yet. Lesson 5. The plateau of latent potential. This lesson changes the way people think about progress. Imagine an ice cube sitting in a cold room. The temperature is 25 degrees. Nothing happens. 26 degrees. Nothing happens. 27 degrees. Still nothing. 31 degrees. Still an ice cube. Then the room reaches 32 degrees. Suddenly, the ice begins to melt. To an outsider, it looks like the change happened instantly, but that's not true. Every degree before 32 mattered. Progress was happening the entire time. It was just invisible. Many people quit because they don't see results fast enough. But success often hides beneath the surface before becoming visible. Keep going. Your breakthrough may be closer than you think. Lesson 6. Forget outcomes, focus on identity. Most people try to change their results. Few people try to change their identity. And that's why they struggle. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to read more books, say, I am a reader. The goal isn't to read a book. The goal is to become the type of person who reads. The goal isn't to exercise. The goal is to become a healthy person. Identity drives behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. Lesson 7. Every action is a vote. Here's a powerful idea. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Each workout is a vote for being healthy. Each page read is a vote for being intelligent. Each dollar saved is a vote for being financially responsible. No single vote decides the election, but over time, the votes add up, and eventually, they become your identity. That's why consistency matters so much. You're constantly casting votes for your future self. Lesson 8. The 4 stages of every habit. Every habit follows a predictable pattern. Cue, craving, response, reward. First, something triggers you. That's the cue. Then you want something. That's the craving. Next, you take action. That's the response. Finally, you receive a reward. That's the reward. Understanding these 4 stages gives you a blueprint for changing behavior. And once you understand the blueprint, habits stop feeling mysterious. Lesson 9. Make good habits obvious. People often believe habits are created through motivation, but environment is usually more important. If healthy food is visible, you're more likely to eat it. If books are visible, you're more likely to read. If your phone is visible, you're more likely to get distracted. The things around you constantly influence your behavior. So instead of relying on willpower, redesign your environment. Make good habits impossible to ignore. Lesson 10. Your environment shapes your future. This may be the most underrated lesson in the entire book. Most people try to change themselves. Successful people change their environment. Imagine placing a bowl of candy on your desk. You'll probably eat more candy. Now replace it with a bowl of fruit. Without thinking, you'll start making healthier choices. The environment quietly influences nearly every decision you make, which means your future isn't shaped only by your intentions. It's shaped by what surrounds you every day. And once you understand that, everything changes. Up until now, we've discovered something shocking. Success isn't about motivation. It's not about talent. And it's definitely not about setting bigger goals. It's about tiny actions repeated consistently. But here's where Atomic Habits becomes really powerful. Because knowing what to do is one thing. Actually doing it every day is something completely different. So how do successful people stay consistent when everyone else quits? The next lessons reveal the answer. Lesson 11. Habit stacking. The shortcut most people ignore. Imagine trying to build a brand new habit from scratch. It's difficult. Your brain forgets. You get busy. And eventually you quit. But what if you could attach a new habit to something you already do every day? That's exactly what James Clear recommends. After brushing your teeth, read 1 page. After drinking coffee, write 1 sentence. After sitting at your desk, review your goals. Instead of creating a new routine, you're simply adding to an existing one. And suddenly, consistency becomes much easier. But this next lesson explains why some habits feel impossible to resist. Lesson 12. Make good habits attractive. Why do people spend hours scrolling social media? Because it's attractive. The brain naturally moves toward things that feel rewarding. Most people make good habits feel like punishment. Exercise feels painful, studying feels boring, reading feels like work. But successful people do something different. They connect good habits with positive emotions. They make the process enjoyable. Because when a habit feels attractive, discipline becomes less important. And that leads to a surprising discovery about the people around you. Lesson 13. Your friends shape your future. Take a moment and think about your closest friends. Now here's a question. What habits do they have? Because whether you realize it or not, you're constantly copying the people around you. If everyone around you exercises, you'll feel pressure to exercise. If everyone around you reads books, reading feels normal. If everyone wastes time, wasting time becomes normal too. Human beings are designed to fit in, which means your environment isn't just physical, it's social. Choose your circle carefully, because your future often looks like the people you spend the most time with. And the next lesson reveals a hidden force controlling your actions. Lesson 14. Dopamine controls more than you think. Most people think rewards drive behavior, but that's only half the truth. Research shows that anticipation is often more powerful than the reward itself. Think about opening a gift. The excitement before opening it can feel stronger than the gift itself. That's dopamine at work. Your brain loves anticipation. That's why successful people learn to create excitement around positive habits. The more you look forward to something, the more likely you are to do it. And now, we arrive at one of the simplest lessons in the entire book. Lesson 15. Out of sight, out of mind. Want to eat less junk food? Stop putting it where you can see it. Want to spend less time on your phone? Move it away from your desk. Want to stop procrastinating? Remove distractions from your environment. Sounds simple, but simplicity is exactly what makes it powerful. The fewer temptations you see, the fewer temptations you fight. And that brings us to a lesson that can instantly increase your productivity. Lesson 16. Reduce friction. Imagine two scenarios. In the first, your workout clothes are ready. Your shoes are waiting. Everything is prepared. In the second scenario, you have to search for everything. Which workout are you more likely to do? The first one. Because friction matters. Every extra step reduces the chance of action. Successful people make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Tiny obstacles create huge differences over time. But the next lesson might be the most practical one in the entire book. Lesson 17. The 2-minute rule. Most people fail because they start too big. They decide to read 50 pages daily, exercise for 2 hours, study all night, and within days, they're exhausted. James Clear suggests something completely different. Shrink the habit until it takes less than 2 minutes. Read 1 page, do 1 push-up, write 1 sentence. Why? Because a habit must be established before it can be improved. The goal isn't success on day 1. The goal is showing up, and that's where most people make a huge mistake. Lesson 18. Motion versus action. Planning feels productive. Research feels productive. Watching videos feels productive. But there's a difference between preparing and doing. Many people spend years getting ready. Very few actually start. Motion makes you feel busy. Action creates results. You don't learn to swim by reading about swimming. You learn by entering the water. And the next lesson explains why repetition matters more than perfection. Lesson 19. Repetition beats perfection. People often ask, what's the perfect strategy? What's the perfect plan? But successful people ask a different question. How many times can I repeat this? Because mastery isn't created through perfection. It's created through repetition. The first video won't be perfect. The first workout won't be perfect. The first business won't be perfect. But every repetition teaches something new. Progress comes from practice, not perfection. And now we arrive at a lesson that can instantly destroy bad habits. Lesson 20. Make bad habits difficult. Most people rely on willpower, but willpower eventually runs out. Instead, increase the difficulty of bad habits. Delete distracting apps. Log out of unnecessary accounts. Put obstacles between yourself and temptation. The harder a bad habit becomes, the less likely you'll repeat it. And that simple idea can completely change your life. But there's another problem many people don't realize. Lesson 21. Technology is a double-edged sword. Technology can make your life better, or it can quietly steal your future. The same phone that teaches you skills can also waste hours every day. The difference is how you use it. Successful people make technology serve their goals. Unsuccessful people become servants of technology. Every notification is a choice. Every click is a vote. The question is, what are you voting for? And now we reach a lesson that explains why habits often fail. Lesson 22. Immediate rewards matter. The human brain loves immediate rewards. That's why junk food is tempting. That's why procrastination feels good. The rewards arrive instantly. Unfortunately, good habits often work the opposite way. Exercise hurts now, but helps later. Saving money feels painful now, but helps later. Successful people learn to create immediate satisfaction for good habits. Because what gets rewarded gets repeated. And the next lesson might save you from giving up for good. Lesson 23. Never miss twice. Everyone fails. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has bad days. The problem isn't falling off track. The problem is staying off track. Miss one workout? Fine. Miss one study session? Fine. Just don't miss twice. A single mistake is an event. Repeated mistakes become a habit. The faster you recover, the stronger you become. And now we arrive at a secret weapon used by high performers. Lesson 24. Track your habits. What gets measured gets managed. When you track a habit, you create awareness. And awareness changes behavior. A simple checkmark on a calendar can be surprisingly powerful. Because people love progress. Even small progress. The longer your streak becomes, the more motivated you feel to continue. And finally, we reach one of the most important lessons in the entire book. Lesson 25. Consistency always wins. Most people search for dramatic breakthroughs, but life rarely changes that way. Real success is usually boring. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's repeating simple actions long after the excitement disappears. It's choosing progress over perfection. Day after day, week after week, year after year. The truth is that extraordinary results are usually the outcome of ordinary actions repeated consistently. And that's the ultimate message of Atomic Habits. You don't change your life in a single moment. You change it one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. Because the person you'll become 5 years from now is being built by the choices you make today. So the real question isn't, what goal do I want to achieve? The real question is, what habits am I building right now? Because your habits are quietly creating your future, whether you notice it or not. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.